Hey everyone, this is Jessica of Into the Warren, and if you are new here, this channel is all about fiber art, whether it be crochet or knitting. I used to be very much crochet based, but as time has gone on, I have learned how to knit. Thank you to the wonderful world of YouTube and all of the videos out there to show you basically anything you want to know, and that is how I have learned to knit. That's actually how I learned to crochet for the most part. My mom used to teach me basics in crochet, but as a left-handed person and my mom being a right-handed person, it wasn't very easy for her to help me. But now the lefties have posted videos, and the people who are ambidextrous have posted videos and have saved me from not being able to do it. So like I said, I started out with crochet. I have made lots of different things with crochet, and then I said to myself, I really want to learn how to knit because knitting is just so beautiful to me. I love, and I say this in all my videos, I just love the way that knitting looks. I love the projects you can do with knitting, and I've always kind of like aspired to learn how to knit and be able to make such beautiful projects with knitting. To me, knitting is a lot more difficult. Maybe that's because I crocheted first, but if you make a mistake in knitting, it does take time to learn how to fix those mistakes. So with all that being said, you know, when you are interested in a hobby or you are doing certain arts and crafts, sometimes there are moments where you adjust and you change, or you take up a different aspect of arts and crafts. So for example, Cheryl Boltz, who is with Yarn and Hook, she's one of my favorite channels to watch. She loves crocheting and she continues to crochet, but lately she's been sewing these beautiful bags and really getting into making bags and sewing. So she's kind of gone through a little bit of a transformation and an adjustment of her interests, and I know she still loves crochet. I know she crochets still, but we all need space to grow and change and new challenges. So that's kind of what's happened with this channel. It's going to be much more knitting focused, but there will be crochet here and there. But I hope you'll still watch even if you're just a crochet person and not a knitting person, because we all are artists of the same similar craft. You know, we all love our yarn, we all love working with our hands, and we love to make beautiful items. And I continue to watch crochet videos, I continue to watch, you know, videos with other crafting involved. And yeah, so I am going through a little bit of a transformation with my crafting. So all that being said, I also want to thank everyone who's returning to my channel, who supports my channel, who sends me comments, who likes my videos, who subscribes. You all are awesome. You all are patient when I don't post a video for a while, and yeah, I really love having you guys. It makes me happy to see feedback. It makes me happy to see that people are watching and are enjoying. So why am I here today? Why am I posting today? I wasn't going to post a video because I was like, I don't have enough things to talk about or show, but I kind of have something. So let's get started. The first thing I want to show you is I did get my Knit Picks yarn in the mail. I've never ordered from Knit Picks before, but I've heard good things. And they also have yarn that they have like merino yarn and wool yarns and things like that for a pretty decent price. And so I decided to get a few skeins of yarn for a shawl that I would like to make my grandmother, who I said in the last video is in a nursing home because she had a brain injury and she has forgotten most things. And she did crochet and do some knitting when she was younger, but she mostly was a seamstress and a tailor and made clothes. So I wanted to make her a shawl that she could wear that she felt happy in, since she can't have visitors or anything right now. and her favorite color is red. I'm totally not a red person, but she loves red. So I ordered some red DK weight merino wool from Knit Picks for a shawl. And I finally got them in yesterday, and they look like this. So it's that Swish DK weight. I'm sorry about my nails, by the way. I had them done for my brother's wedding, and they're gel, but they have like 7 layers. So it was like pink, sparkle, clear, like 2 layers of each. And I can't get the gel off no matter how much acetone I use. So they're a mess. Anyway, so I got these. They are very squishy. They're very nice. I like the feeling of them. They are 100% super fine or fine superwash merino wool, machine wash cold, tumble dry low, 123 yards, 50 grams. This is the color Serrano, and they're made in Peru. I like these, but here's the thing. For some reason, I actually got 3, but I can't find the 3rd one. It's lost in the abyss of laundry over there. I like these, but for some reason, I don't feel like they're the right yarn I want to use for this shawl. I think it's because it's straight up just one color. It doesn't have any tonal qualities to it. And I kind of want something with a little more like variation of color throughout the skein. So I have these. I'll use these for a different project eventually, but I actually ordered from Michaels some Heartland, Lion Brand Heartland yarn. I think the colorway is Redwood because it has that tonal quality. Now, I have gotten myself into some trouble. In the last couple weeks, I have kind of turned into a yarn snob. Is that a thing? I don't know. I go to Ravelry and I find these knitting patterns of these beautiful sweaters and pullovers and cardigans and shawls, and I look at the yarn that they recommend, and it's like, you know, merino alpaca blend, or, you know, mohair with silk, and, you know, hand dyed, hand spun. And I have gone down the rabbit hole of, I want everything that I make to be this beautiful yarn made of this, you know, I don't want plastic yarn. I have become a yarn snob. And I kind of don't like where that's leading me. Number one, because I don't, if I always just only use like the finest, you know, indie yarn shop yarn for every project I do, I'm gonna be very poor, and I already am poor. So I can't, unless I become rich soon, I can't be a snob about my yarn. There is nothing wrong with using acrylic yarn. There is nothing wrong using any kind of blended, I mean, I have a wall of yarn from Hobby Lobby and Michaels and Joann's and, you know, random places. And there's nothing wrong with using that yarn. I have just become like an all or nothing person. Like, excuse me, if I'm gonna make a sweater, it's gonna be the best sweater, the best quality of all time. Well, then that's gonna get you you know, each sweater is gonna cost you $100, you know, because you're gonna need 7 rolls of it, and they're $23 a piece, and like, I just can't live that lifestyle. I don't know how other people do. The only other option I can think of is becoming my own yarn hand dyer and buying dyes and the tools, which would be a pretty hefty startup cost. And then dyeing my own yarn, because bare yarn's not that expensive. But I can't go down that road right now. Eventually, maybe one day. But all that to say, I got Lion Brand Heartland yarn. It's an acrylic yarn, but it's got that tonal quality. It's got a little bit of like color, you know, variation in it, and I think that will make it a much nicer, prettier shawl. And it has more yardage on it, and she is in New York State, so it does get cold there, whereas in Florida, you know, types of yarn matter, because you want to wear things for certain seasons, when especially when 80% of the time it's like 90 something degrees, but you still want to wear what you've made. So all that to say, I have Michael's pickup ready, so when Brooke wakes up, we're gonna head that way. It also gives me a reason to get out of this house and go pick up those skeins so that I can work on her shawl. So I will, as much as I like this yarn, it was pretty inexpensive. It's beautiful, like merino wool, you know, it has good quality and things like that. I will just use this for something else. So, yeah, so that is the plan. Now, the next thing I'm gonna show you is that I completed my Love Note sweater. This is the very first knit sweater that I have made in an adult size. Now I've made two cardigans, knitted cardigans for Brooke a while ago, and they were just top down one piece raglan sweaters, cardigans, and one had a pretty good mistake in it, but it's still wearable. The other one wasn't perfect either, but still nice. And I like both of those sweaters, but I really wanted to make a sweater for myself. A couple things were holding me back. One, I was intimidated by making such a big sweater with so many stitches. I get bored so easily repeating myself over and over. Two, there were parts of the knitting patterns that I didn't know how to do. Three, you need a lot of yarn to make an adult sweater. You know, I mean, I have been losing weight, but I still have to like make like a large or an extra large, and that's a lot of yardage, especially when you want like something cozy and loose fitting. I wanted to get good quality yarn that is breathable so I can wear it in warmer climates, but also not spend $1 million on yarn. So I finally bit the bullet. Again, I bought this Illimani Santi yarn from Genuine Pearl in Chattanooga, Tennessee. It is ultrafine merino, baby alpaca, yak, and mulberry silk. There are 137 yards on this hank. This whole sweater took, let me see, there's almost 3 left. So it took me 6 of these to make my sweater, and it's actually slightly larger than I probably need. It's comfy, but I could have gone a size down, so not too bad. This yarn is so light, it is so soft, I love it so much. And it was $14.25 each, so you do the math on that. But this is the Love Note sweater all done, and it looks like this. Now it's much more orangey, saturated than in this light. See, if I push it back, you can kind of see how much more gold it is. But let me put it on. So I made half sleeves instead of full sleeves for a couple reasons. One, I am an art teacher and I roll up my sleeves to do everything, and it's a pain. Sorry if my chair is squeaky. I roll up my sleeves a lot so I don't get paint on myself and water and all that kind of stuff. And also it's hot in Florida and I don't need long sleeves. So I did half sleeves, and it kind of like gives it a nice little poofing rolled up effect. And it has, so the beauty of blocking, this lace was very hard to see the definition of when I was knitting it and trying it on. And also the length, which I'll show you if I can, I'm in a tight space. The length of it was really, when I got done, I was a little worried that it was too short. The back is longer than the front, slightly. Has some short rows in the back. and I was worried it was going to be too cropped for me and I wouldn't like it, but once I finished the whole sweater and I blocked it, which is just basically, if you don't know what blocking is you wet the item and you lay it out flat and kind of stretched out on a towel and let it just air dry, especially for this material. It was hand wash only. When it the beauty is when you block it, it just, the lace just opened up like gangbusters. Look at this. Like the detail is just perfect. This all opened up here. The length, I mean, it must have gone down like another like 2 inches. It all just kind of stretched out, and now is like the perfect, comfortable. And this is why I've become a yarn snob. I made this, and you would think it'd be like super hot to wear. It is like, it's like air. It's like as light as air, this sweater. It's so comfortable and soft, and like I could live in this sweater every single day. I wore it the day after I made it. It was actually kind of chilly. Chilly meaning like 60 degrees in Florida. And I wore it outside, and I'm just so in love with this sweater. I would wear it every day. And the lace goes all the way in the back. Absolutely in love. And I know other people are in love with this sweater too, because if you look on Instagram, everyone makes this sweater, the Love Note sweater. So anyway, love it. How many times can I say anyway in one video? Some things I learned in this sweater is the provisional cast on. Basically that means you crochet a chain and you knit in the notches that are behind the stitches of the crochet chain. And basically what that does is it holds active stitches. So where this line is, this is actually where the provisional cast on started, and you knit down, okay? Then you undo the crochet chain, and it's like a zipper. You pull it and all the stitches come off the crochet chain, and you put your needle on all the active stitches, and then you knit up for the collar. And when I saw that I had to do that, I was scared, okay? I was very scared. I was like, I cannot do this. I'm going to fail. Somehow, in some magic way, I did it, and I was very proud. But I held my breath the entire time I was trying to put these stitches back on my needles. I was like, oh, don't miss a stitch. But it was a miracle. So, lace wasn't that bad. Just, you have to kind of just pay attention. For me, when I do lace patterns, I have to like be in a quiet space. I can't like have anyone really like talking to me. And then once you get through the lace and you separate the part for the sleeves, this whole section here is just knit stitches, and you don't have to purl because it's in the round. So I've knitted all the way down, and that was just like boom, boom, boom. And then the sleeves you do after, and that was all knit stitches, and that was boom, boom, boom. So overall, I am so very proud of this sweater. I am already ready to make my next sweater. I want to have like a few sweaters ready for the fall when school starts again to wear to school. The next one I'm doing is called the Fireflies or Firefly. Anyway, it's a really pretty sweater. I did become a yarn snob and buy some yarn for that, but it hasn't come in yet. I'm thinking it's either going to be red or like this peach color. I bought 2 of those 2 colorways, so we'll see. And then I have like a few like simple pullover sweaters too that I would like to try. So we'll see, but yes, I am ready for my next sweater endeavor, but I want to make sure that I finish my grandmother's shawl first. And then the only other thing I have to share is the progress on this hipster shawl. It is a knit along that I am doing with Genuine Pearl, and I'm a little bit ahead. I am using I Love This Cotton from Hobby Lobby in like this teal color because I had it on my shelves and I wanted to use some yarn on my shelves. And again, it's like mid-row. But it's really hard to see the progress on this shawl while it's on the circular needles because it is wider than the cord of the circular needles. So you can't like open it up without all the stitches falling off the needles. But basically, there are some arrows, and then you get into these. I am not good. I'm not a good YouTuber. These crisscross X stitches. So you see the arrows in the crisscross, and then you have like long areas of the garter stitch. And this shawl is not like a triangle. When you are done, it is actually the shape of a crescent shape, like a crescent moon. Right now it kind of looks like a mustache, but basically you can see the side has, the edge has this, and then it curves and goes to this side. Can you see? Can you see? But it's hard to open it up, and then this closes in because it's on shorter cables. But the next video that I share with you, the next YouTube video I post, should have this done because I think I have 8 and 5 and 2 is 15. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 15. So I have 15 rows left, and this will be done. Thoughts? I don't know what I think because I want to take it off the needles and block it and look at it. I made it in cotton because it's Florida and it's hot, and cotton kind of is more breathable. I am going to put the tassels on it like it suggests. They're like little mini tassels in various spots. And then I'm going to decide my thoughts on using this particular yarn. Look how pretty those triangles look. This particular yarn for this project. I really want to do this project again, but in a different yarn in the future, just to see what it's like. And this is a worsted weight yarn, by the way, too. So this is the hipster shawl. It's on Ravelry. I think it's $5. It's a pretty easy knit. I think the hardest thing is just the very beginning where you put a little garter tab and all that stuff. So, actually it's a big garter tab. Anyway, that's that. Outside of that, yes, I'm gonna go get my yarn because I need more yarn. I know I have all these mandala cakes, and I know people go crazy for the mandala, but like in my brain I'm like, what am I gonna make with them? I have a lot and all this cupcake yarn, but I don't know what to make with this yarn. They're just there. These are all sparkle, mandala sparkle. I have this cozy cotton, which I can use for something, but every day I stare at it. This yarn here, this is from Hobby Lobby. Let me see if any of them have a thing on them. I don't have a thing on them anymore. I think these are, I don't know what kind these are, but this was from that huge clearance sale at Hobby Lobby. And look at this. So I feel like I should just like send this to the thrift store when it opens, because something about the twist of this yarn is messed up. If I try to cast on stitches with this yarn, it breaks. It just breaks, and it's all of them. I have 2 in this colorway, and then I have 2 purple ones over there, and if I try to cast on with it, it just breaks. I don't know. I think I need to do another like clean out of my yarn and get rid of things I don't need. I don't even know what, I mean, like I haven't even looked at this. What is this? This is Lion Brand Flicka, and it's a 3. It's 50% cotton and 50% polyester. Has anyone used Flicka yarn? What do you think? It's in the colorway Jump Rope. It was $1.24 on clearance, and it's I don't don't know how many, 196 yards. I don't know what to make with that. I want to make some sort of dress or shirt or something for Brooke's birthday in June, because I made her a crochet dress last year, so I feel like I should make her like a dress or a shirt or something every year. It's in the summer, so maybe something cotton would be good. And yeah, I just have a lot of yarn that I just don't know what to do with yet, so we'll see. All these Thick and Quicks, I love them. They're beautiful. They make beautiful hats. I have this Delish boutique yarn from Yarn Bee. It was $1.74. It used to be $7. It's 590 yards. It's a 3 light, 90% acrylic and 10% alpaca. You know, I wonder what this looks like when it's all made up. Be interesting to see. I just gotta get into it and like find some patterns. So anyway, I think that's it for today. I've been grading artwork, been taking care of Brookie. I really need to clean the house. My laundry is everywhere. Clean laundry. I've washed it but haven't put it away, and I have stitch markers everywhere and pieces of yarn everywhere. It's just a hot mess. So I do need to do some cleaning today. I think my husband's getting a little annoyed with the mess that I made. So anyway, I just wanted to share my sweater with you and my shawl and kind of what's been going on. Oh, the last thing, the Knit Crate subscription. Knit Crate, a little disappointed. I purchased the Knit Crate subscription. They said it was shipped and they gave me a tracking number. I looked at the tracking number. I like tracked the package and it was like label created, waiting on package, label created every day for 8 days. It's just said label created, waiting for package. And so I went to the Q&A section, or the facts or whatever, and they said if you see that your package says waiting for or just shipping label created and it's been more than 7 days, 7 to 10 days, then to contact us. So I emailed them yesterday. I was like, it's been 7 days and it still says that, so could you check on it for me? And then of course in a couple days they want you to pay for your next box, because it's the first of every month. But I canceled it or paused it because I haven't even gotten the first one yet. So I don't feel like I should pay $30 for my second one until I see the first one and I know that I like it and I want to continue paying for it. So I'm waiting on some sort of update from that. So, and then I have some yarn coming from an indie yarn company called Sawkill Farms, and I will show you that yarn when it comes in. I don't know how long that will take, but we'll see. Anyway, I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope you are staying home. My aunt, who is not elderly, she has no underlying health conditions. She almost died from COVID-19. I think about like 3 or 4 weeks ago. She was in ICU. She has 2 children, one who is in, I think, the 3rd grade, and she had to isolate herself from the rest of the family when she finally got out of the hospital. And she told me it was the worst thing that's ever happened to her. And I had a fellow Peace Corps volunteer who served in the same country as I did pass away. She was young. She was in her early 40s, I think, or late 30s. She lived in New Orleans, and she passed away. She actually got tested, and she passed away in her kitchen before the test even came back. So it's no joke. I want you all to be careful and stay home. We have yarn stashes for a reason. We were made for the moment like this, right? Like, we're set. Of course, we're still buying yarn, but anyway, okay, I'm gonna stop blabbering. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Please leave a comment. Please have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful week. I miss y'all, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.